There's 6 methods of persuasion or influence, let's call it 6 methods for influence. And this is what you're going to want to remember when you are putting out your sales messages, you are putting messages on your website, email marketing, and on your Instagram. People want social proof. Your rappers want social proof. Show them other rappers that have used your beats. Show them other songs that are using your beats. Show them proof that you got it popping, basically. And that will cause them to say, okay, well, other people are doing it. I should be doing it too. So use proof, get video testimonials from rappers that use your beats. So here's a good tactic too. Let's say you come across an artist, a rapper that really wants your beats, and they're just begging you like, man, just let me use your beats, please, and I don't have any money. Well, what you could do at the very least and still trade off value is let them know you'll let them have a beat, but they have to provide you with a video testimonial letting everybody know what they think of your beats. So that way you can have it to put on your website, and that's value for you. So you're giving them value, let's say of $500 by giving them a beat, and you're also receiving value, let's say of $500 by receiving a video testimonial, like somebody that'll vouch for you that you can put on your website and when people, or your Instagram, which is promotion for you, which gives you credibility in the beat marketplace, in the production space. It tells other producers, it tells other rappers that no, this guy's the real deal, because he's got even people, other rappers, saying the same. He's not even saying it, or she's not even saying it, herself. She's letting other people say it for her. So you want to make sure that you get video testimonials from artists that use your beats. And if you decide to give it to them for free, don't do it for free. Like, take free out of it. And even if you like, hey, I'll give you a beat if you give me a video testimonial. So now all of a sudden you've got 50 video testimonials on your website. People are just clicking one after the other like, yo, this producer's the truth. You got to definitely use them. That might get through a lot of the reservations in their mind, a lot of the hesitancy that they may have from using your beats. Those video testimonials are very persuasive. It'll blow through all that. So the next one is scarcity. You go to McDonald's and you're like, man, I want a cheeseburger, but I kind of don't want a cheeseburger. I might want just some fries and that's it. But I don't know, I might want a cheeseburger. And then somebody goes up in front of you and orders and says, hey, can I get a cheeseburger? And the person goes, yeah, and this is the last one. You're like, damn, I really want a cheeseburger. But before, you were like on the fence, you didn't know. But let somebody take it away from you and let that be the last one. All of a sudden, you were like, damn, all I need in my life is a cheeseburger. It's called the takeaway. It's called scarcity. Scarcity is when there's not a lot of it available. All of a sudden, it becomes a whole lot more valuable. So you want to use this in your sales. You want to let people know that, hey, I don't have an unlimited amount of beats, okay? I also don't sell beats to everyone, because it's true, you don't sell beats to everyone. So let them know that you're very selective about who you allow to even buy beats, because for one, you are choosy, as a producer, you're selective, and all these things, the way you communicate this, all these things will have the artist understand that, hey, you're not just like some everyday producer. You're special. You have value. You understand your value, and you know how to communicate that value to them. So by doing that, letting them know, hey, I've only got 5 beats that I'm letting go of this week. Your people bought one last week and one of them's already gone, so I only got 4 left. Look how the price rises. Look how the desire rises to have one of those 4 beats that are left. So use scarcity. Number 3 is likability. People want to be able to like you. People want to be able to think you're cool, or think you're like them, or just like you in general as a person. So the way you do this is you put your picture on your website, put your picture on your Instagram. Let people connect with you, the person. However you got to me and we started our relationship is the way that you want to model in your business. Let them see videos of you. Get a YouTube account and brand yourself. Start taping yourself talking. about beats, about your music, about other people that have used your beats, about what's happened with them, since, and what your visions are, and the reasons why you do beats, and the reasons why you produce. Those reasons that you list are probably going to be very similar to, the same reasons why the artist wants to get into music. And the more similarities that you guys have, the more ways in which you guys have similar views and opinions and ideas, the closer you guys will become, and the more you'll be able to build that relationship and that likability through the use of YouTube videos, your website, and Instagram, along with other things like email marketing. The main thing is you want to show them you want to be yourself, because you're likely to be just like them in a number of ways. That's how people start to like you. And if people like you, they're going to buy from you, and it's not like this popularity contest, but it's just at least putting yourself out there and letting them know, here I am, a producer, a dope producer. I make dope beats, and I'm also a likable person. And if we were to kick it, and if we ever do kick it, we'll have a lot in common, and we'll chop it up. We'll end up doing good music, more good music together, and that's why. So it's likability. Number 4 is authority. People want to know that, artists want to know that the producer that they're using, the producer they're working with, has credits, has proof, like, to produce, and that they know what they're talking about, or they know, like, their music speaks for itself. Their music is dope. That's authority. That will come in the form of them hearing your music. That will come also in the how you come across, how you present yourself, with confidence, that authority to let them know, hey, you need to be buying my beats. You need my music in your life to get yourself, where you want to go. Put in that authority. So that's what authority is all about. And number 5 is reciprocity. So number 5 should actually be listed almost as number 1, because these are in no particular order, but these are all very key and essential to getting sales. Putting all these things together makes it very, very powerful. So number 5 is reciprocity. It's the effect that occurs when you give somebody something. You give somebody a gift. You give somebody something of value. You give somebody something for free. You give somebody something out of the kindness of your heart. That's called reciprocity. The effect it has on the other person is called reciprocity. When you give somebody something, say you just walked up to somebody and say, "Here, man, here's $50. Just take this and use it." The person is gonna be like, "Wow, thank you," and the probably the next thing in their mind is gonna be like, "How can I repay you?" In our DNA, embedded and ingrained in our DNA, is the need to reciprocate. That means that if you're given something inside you is telling you to give that person something as well in return. And so if somebody comes up to you and gives you $50, you're going to be like, wow, what can I do for you? Do you need help with something? Can I carry your bags? Or, just like, it's going to be a natural instinct for you to want to do something back for them. That's good. Also, out of the kindness of your heart, in the way that you can. So as a producer, what artists are looking for, what rappers are looking for. They're looking for, they want their music to be heard. They want an audience to hear it. They want to write a hit song and do good music. And they want to make money to feed their family. Much of the same reasons why you are doing this. So what they need is dope beats. So with reciprocity, you might set up a system, and I'm going to show you how with Instagram and your website, to give away 2 free beats. And you might see people doing it, and you might not understand the meaning behind it. But again, if you put all these things together, it's going to be very, very powerful for you. So you might give away 2 free beats first. Once the person accepts and receives those 2 beats, and you get their email and you start to build your leads, then they're going to also be or feel indebted to you to a certain degree. Like, man, I got to do something back. I hope I get an opportunity to do something back for this person. And sometimes people just take the beats and then they try to go the other way. But if you stay in touch with them, they're going to be like, wow, like, dang, yeah, like this, this producer's dope. He got beats, and he knows that I got 2 beats from him. So I don't want to just, be taking and taking and taking. I have to reciprocate somehow. So that's how the force of reciprocation comes into play, because then you hit them with that third beat and you say, hey, I know you got those 2 beats. Boom. Take that as a gift. Those are for you. And I wanted to keep this going, and I got this new beat for you. And typically I charge $500 per beat, but today I'm gonna hook you up for $100, put it to them like that. And the more you can do that, the more you're going to see, because the person's going to be like, man, this is the dope producer that gave me 2 free beats free. They know I have them. I don't want to be looked at as just like some dude that's just like taking and not giving back, or, just like some person that's greedy. So they might just buy it because they feel obligated to. That's kind of what you want to put in motion, is goodwill, because you're giving things out of the kindness of your heart. You're giving, and then it's coming back. It's the karma effect, so it's reciprocity. The 6th thing is commitment and consistency. A little typo. So consistency, commitment and consistency means that people want to be consistent with what they last said. So if, for example, you're just in a conversation with somebody and you're like, hey, are you going to buy a beat? And they go, yeah. Then next week, you can say like, hey, last week you told me you were interested and you were going to buy a beat. And here, like, this is the opportunity. I just made a new beat. I want you to take a listen to it and see if it works for you. So commitment and consistency. People always want to be in alignment with what they said last. So the more your sales and your marketing can get that person to either fill out a client application for an artist, like an artist client application, and I'll show you how to do this later, but fill out a client application where they talk about how many beats they have, or how many songs they've recorded to in the past month, or, how many beats they've bought in the last month. I mean, the more you're able to get your prospective buyer engaged in you and your marketing and your website, the higher the chances are for them to buy. And then once we put a system in place for you to get a whole lot of leads that are going through this same process, then you can see how the 10% very quickly can be focused on, while the 90% can go their way. And you have systems in place to actually talk to and follow up with the 10% that are serious. I hope all that makes sense. So for this module, we're going to go over your website. Your website must have these components. Going back to reciprocity, your website must have a clear and easy way to download something for free. Who's going to download this for free? The rapper, the artist. And this is how you get leads. So you have them download something for free in exchange for their name and email. This is a very important step to solve the first problem we went over in terms of problems in business, the leads. So once you get a way to show artists an offer of something for free, if they take it, then you get their name and email so you can send them that free thing. But also, what's cool is that just because they sent you their name and email means you can follow up with them. You have permission to market to them. You have a avenue to contact them again and to follow up with them. So week 1, just for example, week 1 you might give them something free, and week 2 you might give them something else for free, or to give them some more knowledge, or help them market themselves, like off of everything that you're going to learn and you're learning right now. There's endless ways that you can help out an artist. You can teach them how to market themselves. You can teach them what they need on their website. You can give them more beats. You can give them strategies on how to get signed. You can give them tips for how to book a show with the promoter. You can give them tips on how to open for artists. These are things that you can Google and put together that they might not go, the extra mile for. Quite simply, I've noticed that producers are very intelligent. So it's likely that you do have some like the upper hand in terms of your ability and your willingness to educate yourself and to go the extra mile. A lot of artists just need that help. And if you are that help, then who do you think they're going to buy beats from when it comes time to buy beats? So being a master helper has a lot of implications in terms of building relationships. And this is all about building relationships. You want to build great relationships so that you can have relationships with thousands of artists, and they're all hitting you up for beats. And again, there's millions of artists out there, millions of aspiring artists. So the thought of you having 10,000 artists like on your email list shouldn't be hard to believe or hard to fathom. 10,000 is only, 1% of a million. And there's, I don't know how many artists you think there's out there trying to make it? 5 million, 10 million. So, it's enough room for everybody. Believe me, there's enough room. There's enough rappers out there for you to make 6 figures a month and more. And there's still more room, and you still won't be able to sell to all of them that are out there. Not even close. On your website, you need to have a clear and easy way for them to download something for free. So offer them 2 beats, offer them 3 beats, and then offer them tips and guidance on how to further their own career and get their name and email, and then start the relationship from there. And this is how you get leads. So your website also needs to have your own beats on there for artists to listen to. Now, this should be a no-brainer, but I mean, you'd be surprised. Sometimes people have beat websites, but they don't have the beats on there to listen to. And if they are, they might be buried way down below. You need to have that really high, and above the fold is what they call it. Above the fold is actually the area that's first shown when a website goes to when a website appears. The section that appears is called the section that's above the fold. So you want to have your beats above the fold, and you also want to have your free offer of something that'll be of value to the rapper above the fold too, so that they can see that right away as soon as they get to your website. Your website needs to have pictures of you on there, and a lot of pictures. Again, this dates back to what I was saying earlier. This builds a relationship with your artist without you needing to be there. Artists need to be able to connect with you. People want to connect with people. People do not want to connect with the logo. People do not want to connect with the beat player. They want to connect with you. They want to see you. They want to see how you are, how you act. They want to, as humans, we look at other humans and immediately start to identify commonalities. If they can't see you, they have nothing to attach you to. So, humans need to interact with humans. They don't need to interact with your website. They need to interact with you. The more real you become to them, the easier it's going to be for you to relate to each other and for you to get beat sales from them. So it's all about the relationship. It's all about the relationship. Another thing that's important for you is to put your information in your signature, in your email. So I just put this as an example. Your signature in your email is the piece of your email that attaches on every single thing that you send. So since you're going to be emailing a lot of rappers and artists, you're going to want to put your information in the signature. So here I have, download, instant delivery tagged, and then I have my BeatStars player right here, and then subscribe. You want your YouTube, and then you have your website, boom, and then you have your social media, Twitter and Instagram, and then you have your beat store. I mean, I'm hitting them from all angles, and that's what you want to do. And then I even have a section for producers, so like you. So you want to cover all angles. Now, you might not yet have a product or anything to sell to producers, but you might have everything for artists right now out the gate. Beats, guidance, instructions. You might even do a tutorial for artists. I mean, however you want to slice the game. The real secret is that producers selling beats, that's not the only way for you to make money. You can make money on YouTube streaming. You can make money on TuneCore. You can make money with iTunes streaming, Spotify streaming, Pandora streaming. There's a lot of ways for you to make money, and I'll go over that later a little bit, but this is mainly for beat selling. But if there's anything that I also want you to know is that you don't only have to make money selling beats. There's other ways. But the way you sell beats in your email is you also put the information in your signature, so that each person that you're emailing will see where to download and to go check for your beats. I can't tell you how many people that come to me and say, hey, Crass, I need your help. I need your help marketing and stuff, and check out my music. It's on Instagram, and then they list the name out. And it's like, I'm not about to go search for the person. I mean, they need to put a link on there so it's one click, really easy. I'm busy. Like, I got a lot going on, and, they should too, but they should also make it easier for whoever that they want to show their stuff to just click And, if you send your music to a record executive or some, they're not going to like look you up. What reason will they have to like really search for you? I mean, really. So start making things really convenient for people to click through and make it really easy for them to do, because it might seem corny or whack and all that, but without that, you're not likely going to get anybody to be engaged in your stuff, because you're just making it too hard for them to get to your stuff. So make it super easy and take this part serious and all these parts, but take this part serious and get organized with it and get real systematic with it. So on your Instagram page, you want to generate, traffic, of course, and I'll show you ways to do that. But you want to have a headline that grabs attention and that gives away your free thing or talks about like what we were talking about in terms of reciprocity. This is mine right here. And there's a couple things on here that I want you to see that I'm intentionally doing wrong, so you can point it out and pinpoint it, and then compare it to your Instagram page and see if you're doing the same thing. I want to see if you catch it. But for now, just pay attention to the headline. It says, "Attention artists get 2 free beats from industry producer who's worked with Chief Keef and Snoop, but hurry, these are coming down soon." You're giving away 2 free beats, and I'm also telling them where to click. Click here. I mean, it's not actually aligned the best that it could be aligned. It should actually be aligned over the URL. So this is a good example, and this is a beat page that I created just for example purposes over the span of a month, and I already had 1,209 followers, 217 following, and 97 posts. And I generated leads every day because I had that attention artists get 2 free beats from an industry producer, and then list the people that you've worked with, and then let them know that these are coming down soon, because you might want to change up your offer every few weeks, so that it's 2 free beats this week, it's 1 beat next week, it's 5 beats the week after, and then maybe it's a attention artists get access to a free training on how to book more shows. Click here. There's multiple things that you can give people artists access to that they're going to consider very, very valuable. And then another aspect of the game is the whole type beat. You want to put your music in type beat format so people can easily understand, and like most rappers out there identify themselves with some type of music. Usually, I mean, if they're very, very, very original, which is a great thing, then they'll say they don't sound like anybody. And if that's really the case, then great. Then they'll usually be interested in your beats that you have in the stash, that you know what I'm talking about, the ones that don't sound like nobody or nothing out there. It just sounds like you. So give them those. But for the other artists that are more trendy and that just are following like the best that they know how to follow, they're going to gravitate towards type beats, because type beats, for one, make it real easy for them to understand what sound it is before they even click the button to listen to it. And it also allows them to identify with the artist more. And so people want to do business with people, and people also want to identify with what's common to them, what they're used to. And all these artists are used to all these artists that you see right here. So you want to present people, especially if they don't know you from nothing, with elements of commonality so that they can get used to you easily. So one of the things that I didn't do on this page is put my picture on there. And that's because that's what a lot of people do. They don't put their picture. And how is somebody going to really attract artists to them if the artist doesn't even know what they look like? So that's one of the things that always struck me as interesting. And one of the things you'll see top level producers that are especially online, because online you don't know who you're dealing with. The more you can show them you're a real person, that you're a human, you're not some weirdo or whatever. You might be weird, or just show them that, because then you'll attract other weird artists. Whoever you are, whatever you are, show them. Be yourself. Do videos, Instagram, selfie videos, YouTube, set all that stuff up and put yourself out there. Today, we live in an era where it's easier than ever. And the reason why I stress this so much is because people will buy beats from people that they're comfortable with and that they can like. And the more you put yourself out there, the more people are going to like you. I mean, that's just the bottom line. There's no other way for you to do it, actually. So Instagram top secrets, your bio needs to be attention grabbing. So all of this we're talking about is about attention. So that's a huge marketing secret. I know we're talking about sales, but the first step to sales is marketing. Get the people's attention and you get them attracted and you pull them in, and then you sell them what they want, what they're already looking for. Like, you can't sell a beat to a golfer who's trying to get good at golf. You can't sell a beat to somebody who's a carpenter. But you can sell a beat to an artist that's looking for beats. You can only sell people things that they are already looking for. All right. Selling isn't about selling something to audience of people that have no interest in what no, that doesn't work like that. You can't make anybody want a beat from you, but you can definitely focus on people that want beats and put them in front of you that has dope beats, So make your bio interesting and attention grabbing. You want to be able to entertain. You want to use emojis, but you want to be orderly about it, but you want to be entertaining. Use emojis, attention grabbing, free, you want to be able to grab their attention. That's why I have attention artists. I literally call them out, call out the people that you're looking for, but also leverage your ability to be entertaining and attention grabbing. So if people in your clique or whatever say, hey, you're funny, or, whatever it is that's unique about you, try and inject that. If you're funny, maybe you want to include some type of a joke in there. If you are like, whatever's attractive about you, what if you're clever, put that some of that in there. If you've worked with a bunch of artists already, and you still haven't marketed yourself, you're still not out there, but you've worked with a bunch of bona fide artists that everybody would put that in the front, because that's what will grab somebody's attention. Whatever it is about you that's dope, feature that and just be yourself. So then your profile should be a mix of who you are and also what your beats sound like. So your content, that's what I mean by that, your profile. In Instagram, your content should be a mix of beats, but it shouldn't only be beats, because everybody's got beats. And it should also be who you are, but it shouldn't be all of just what you are, because people at some point, the rappers have to hear your beats. So have it be a good mix. It's a mix of entertainment and content, and your content is actually beats and music. So you want to have a mix of entertaining content. Sometimes it's a dope beat, sometimes it's a funny thing, sometimes it's just you talking. Have a good mix and try to encourage and motivate your audience instead of kind of showing off and bragging. I mean, showing off and bragging is of course a lot of people's strategy, but I think that if you don't really got it like that, then you're kind of just wasting your time and you're fronting. So you might as well just not do that, so that, because it can turn off a lot of people, for one thing. And who has time to front? You got time to grind. You got time to make it, no time for fronting. Some producers only have beats on there. Yes, we went over that. Or what the downside of that is. And then I said, what's wrong with this profile below? It doesn't have my image on it. We got into that too. As I already mentioned, this was intentional to drive home the point that, how is somebody going to see who I am if I don't have my picture on there? And how are they going to get excited to do business with me and it's the whole branding thing. You want to start getting good at branding yourself and getting your picture out there, because people buy what's familiar to them, okay? You don't buy McDonald's because they have the best burgers. You buy McDonald's because you see their logo everywhere 15 times a day. So that's why.